Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video in which we'll be talking about some hidden features, tips and tricks about OnePlus Nord CE 4. The OnePlus OG gang would be aware about some of the features, but this video is dedicated for new OnePlus users. And the OG gang, let us know in the comment section below which feature did you discover for the first time on your OnePlus smartphone after watching this video. So now without wasting any more time, let's get started. So here I have my OnePlus Nord CE 4 and I've been using this device from 3 days now. And the new OnePlus users, one thing which I would like to mention you guys, soon you buy your device before completing the initial setup, you can consider this as a tip because you guys must have been seeing that a lot of creators mentioning that OnePlus is now adding bloatwares on their smartphones. So soon you unbox your device, make sure to uncheck the applications which you see during the initial setup. If you don't do that, all these applications will be installed on your device, which are kind of bloatwares. Though these applications can be uninstalled later, but it's better to uncheck them while setting up your device. Once you uncheck them, you won't see any kind of additional bloatwares. You'll have all the required applications on your device. And also one thing which I always mention in my videos, I mean the tips and tricks video, and that's to disable this internet application. Because if this app is installed, the system consider it as a default application, and whenever you want to see some additional information in stock applications, for example weather, the internet application will pop up, which is considered as the default browser on your device. So soon you get your device, make sure to disable it. You cannot uninstall this application without using the ADB commands, but at least you can disable it. And another thing which even I did not mention in any of my videos till date, and that's the ability to add shortcuts by long pressing on any application. So for example, here I long press on camera applications. You can see there are 3 shortcuts. One is portrait, retouch, selfie and video. If you tap on any of the shortcut, that particular mode will be opened. But if you regularly use that mode, you can just long press on this shortcut and drag and drop it on the home screen. In that way, for example, I use portrait mode a lot on my stock camera. I can just remove this application from here and only use the portrait mode shortcut to directly access the portrait mode. And it's not only like you can add shortcuts for stock applications, you can add shortcut for whichever applications you see shortcuts whenever you long press. So another example, if I long press on the Chrome application, here we have 2 shortcuts. I can just tap and hold on it, drag and drop on the home screen to add that particular shortcut. And we all know that OnePlus doesn't have much of customization options. We do have some limited customization options for the lock screen and other things, but we may get lock screen customizations with upcoming builds of OxygenOS 14.1 or OxygenOS 15. But on always on display, you can set things like contextual info, in which you can include food services. By default, these 2 applications are supported. One is Zomato and the second one is Swiggy. And if you have enabled smart suggestion, you can see the live status on your always on display. And few users also says that always on display just goes away after few seconds. So guys, in that case, go to more display settings and from here, make sure you select the all day option. And this way, the AOD will remain on your screen throughout the day. It won't disappear after that limited time. And on OnePlus smartphones, I did like one feature which I never used before, but while doing in-depth testing of this device, I noticed that feature. And that can be found in the notification and status bar. Going to more settings, there's this option called smart notification hiding. So here you need to add your face data. Once you add that, and for example, if you have given your device to someone else and there's some important notification, the person who is using your device won't be able to see the content in that particular notification. Their device uses your face data, and if your face appears in front of the camera, then only you'll see the expanded notification. So I'd use this feature a lot and it's quite useful. And another thing which I like under notification is this ability to reduce the notification feedback. I mean the haptic feedback. So for example, if you're watching any content on your device in the full screen mode and if you receive a notification, during that time the notification sounds are softer and vibration is less strong. And another thing what you guys can enable from the notification setting is this enhanced notification option. So once you have enabled this, and if you see any notification on your device, the device will automatically suggest action replies and more. In that case, you don't have to type, you can quickly reply accordingly. And we all know that on Nord CE 4, we don't get to see the alert slider, but there are some useful quick setting tiles which can come in handy. So for example, if you want to set your device in vibration mode, there's a vibration toggle in the quick setting tiles. You can just tap on it and your device will switch to vibration mode. Along with that, there's this silent mode. If you want to completely disable the notification sounds, you can trigger this silent mode. And also we have this link to Windows feature, and it's very handy guys. You can use the entire device screen on your PC without even touching your device. You just have to sign in with your Microsoft account and you can easily take calls, files, check photos, notification, etc. And let me know how many of you guys have ever used this feature. I have used many times, but for me drawback is I keep switching the phones. OnePlus System Screen Recorder is actually good because it lets you record video using the front camera. For example, if you record gameplays, you can also include the face cam while recording the device screen. And there's also this option which lets you change the location indicator of screen recorder. Either you can choose status bar or as in floating windows. And this is how it looks in floating windows. And if you select status bar, it will appear something like in dynamic island, as you can see here. And when we talk about this dynamic island stuff, on OnePlus smartphones, they did add this feature, but it doesn't work for all the application. It works for applications like clock. Long pressing on it, you can see the extended information. And it also works with the applications like Zomato and Swiggy. OnePlus have given a dedicated quick setting tile to scan the QR codes, and it's powered by Google, so it doesn't collect your data and all your data remains on your device itself. As it's powered by Google, it will also provide you better results. Now almost every OnePlus smartphone comes with IR Blaster, and this thing can come in handy when you're not able to find a dedicated remote for your TV, AC, etc. There are almost every appliances available in this application. For example, cable box, TV, DVD player, projector, etc. Let us know in the comment section below how many of you guys use this dedicated IR Blaster on your OnePlus smartphones. Also, under the home screen and lock screen settings, we do have an option to change the clock styles. So if you long press and go to the home screen settings, tapping on clock styles, there are two options. One is classic and second one is minimalistic, and accordingly you can choose anything, and this is how the minimalistic clock looks on your lock screen. Nowadays smartphones are getting bigger and bigger in size, but OnePlus do have these awesome gestures by using which you can drag almost all the applications towards the bottom side for easy access with one hand, and this can be done from the left side and even the right side. Once you drag, just move your finger on that particular application and that particular application will be opened. Also, there are few additional gestures. For example, if you pinch or long press on the home screen, you can move all the app icons in one slide. If you want to move them towards the top side, you slide up. If you want to move them towards the bottom side, you slide down. Under home screen and lock screen, OnePlus do gives you three options for the swipe down gesture, which include shelf, global search and notification drawer. I mostly use notification drawer, but shelf also comes in handy a lot of times. We get the revamped shelf on OnePlus smartphones, which lets you add widgets for applications like recorder, step tracker, weather, etc. And if you select global search from here, now if you slide down, you have the ability to search anything on your device. You include the photos, files, applications and more. And it will also give you suggestions of few applications, but do not worry, it will redirect you to the Play Store. With this global search feature, you can search anything including the contacts also. And in the camera application, you get almost every feature what you get to see on other OnePlus smartphones. I mean excluding the Hasselblad features. You do have the Pro mode, which lets you control ISO, shutter speed, exposure value, focus, etc. OnePlus Nord CE4 lets you record 4K at 30 fps video using the rear camera, and it can also let you record portrait videos, but in that the max resolution which is supported, that is 1080p at 30 fps. And here you can adjust aperture between 1.4 to f16, and you can also record portrait videos using the front camera, which supports max resolution of 1080p at 30 fps. OnePlus also gives you this option to click interval shots. So by default, under interval shots, you can click 5 shots in the interval of 3 seconds. But you can anytime make modifications and select maximum up to 50 shots with the maximum interval of 10 seconds. OnePlus also lets you add or remove the watermarks from the photos. So for example, if you haven't enabled the watermark feature, you can simply go to that particular photo which you clicked from this device. For example, this is the photo. I can just tap on edit, slide towards the right hand side. Here you can see we have a watermark option, and from here I can choose general watermark or the frame watermark. So it works in both the cases. If you haven't enabled watermark, later on you can add, or if you already have watermark on the photo, you can also remove that. One feature which I personally liked on OnePlus smartphone is the ability to preserve settings. So here you can see under preserve settings there are 3 modes which can be used. One is shooting mode, creative effect and pro settings. So if you make any kind of changes in these settings, and next time when you open the camera application, those settings will not be set to default. For example, if I'm in pro mode and if I make changes in the ISO and shutter speed, later on if I close the application also, if I next time open the camera application in the pro mode, you can see shutter speed, and the ISO remains exactly same what we had set. So this is where this preserve settings comes in action. And you also have some gestures to click pictures. One is you can tap on the screen to capture, and the second one is you can show your palm to capture a photo. And another good add-on what OnePlus have done, they have also implemented this QR code scanning option in the camera application. You can use the photo mode to scan any QR code which you require to scan. Then under camera we also have this audio modes which lets you record standard audio, and another option is smart which lets you record stereo sounds when taking videos in landscape mode. Here the recorded sound volume of the subject will automatically adjusted as you zoom in or zoom out. You can also use the volume button as a shutter, and you can also use it to zoom in and zoom out. And we have personally tested, it works perfectly fine. And another option in the camera application is the show dirty lens warning. So if you're clicking any picture and your camera lens is dirty, you will see a pop-up on the screen which will ask you to clean the lens to get better picture quality. So these were some of the camera settings which you guys should know. And after that you also need to know some features which you can find it in the recents page. So one of them is this floating windows, and not all the apps are being supported under the floating windows. There are some limited applications. Once you tap on these three dots, if that particular app supports floating windows, you'll get the floating windows option. And there are three different sizes: standard, large, and mini. And directly from the recents page you can also use split screen mode, where you can use two applications at the same time, and according to your requirement you can adjust the size of those applications. In the recents page you also have an option to hide the sensitive content. There's an option called hide content. So whenever you enable that particular app preview won't be displayed. You'll see this blank page, and you can anytime enable or disable this hide content feature. In the recents page, there's this option to log the applications. By default, system decides which all applications you use regularly, and their device will automatically log 5 most used applications. But we can manually log max 10 applications, and those applications won't be cleared if you clear the recents page. After that, here in the recents page, if you go to recent task manager, here we have an option to display the RAM information. So whenever you are in the recents page, you can see towards the bottom side, it will show you the available RAM out of total RAM available on your device. You get a nice idea about the RAM consumption while using your device. And guys, another thing, keep in mind, we do have this RAM expansion feature on OnePlus smartphones, using which you can extend virtual RAM up to 8 GB. But I don't recommend this. In my usage, whatever I have noticed, that whenever this thing is enabled, I sometimes get to see jitters or lag on my device. So I would request disable this feature. It doesn't come in handy. For me, it's kind of gimmicky stuff. But you guys let me know, do you guys find virtual RAM helpful? Also with OxygenOS 14, OnePlus did introduce this smart sidebar, but there are some new add-ons what OnePlus have done, and I think most of the OnePlus users liked it a lot. First one is this file dock services. So this is a very helpful feature. So for example, if you're reading any content on your device, you can just select that particular text, long press on it, and soon you long press and hold, the file dock will appear, and here you can directly save that particular text. And file dock also gets synced with other OnePlus smartphones, so you can use the same data on every OnePlus smartphone, but make sure you have logged in with your same OnePlus account. And it's not only that it works with text, it also works with images. You can drag and drop the images directly in the file dock. After that, there was also a new addition called recents file, which includes your recent images and recent documents. So whatever documents, I mean to say the recent images or documents you have saved or downloaded, everything can be found here in this recent tab. You always don't have to go to the file manager and check out the recents file. From the smart sidebar itself, you can open applications in floating windows. But here what I feel is OnePlus should have given ability to open multiple applications in the floating windows. Here on OnePlus, you can only open one application at once. And if you're doing multitasking, you can also slide this application towards the right or left side, and this will appear in a pill, which won't cause any kind of distraction while performing multitask. Under system gestures, there are some handy features which you guys need to know. One of them is this hide gesture guide bar. So this bar, I know most of the users used to complain about it, but if you guys are new to OnePlus, you can hide this gesture guide bar by going to system navigation settings. And then we also have an option to switch to previous application, and this is how it works. If you use the back gesture and hold it for a second, it will show you the icon of the previously used application, and once you release the gesture, that app will be opened. And if you're not comfortable with the sensitivity of back gesture, you can anytime customize it. You have the option to adjust the sensitivity of left edge and the right edge. And another thing which most of the time I turn it off, and that's the mistouch prevention feature. Though it's a good implementation, but I personally don't like, because if mistouch prevention is enabled for the keyboard, I cannot use the back gesture from the place where keyboard have popped up. So I always have to use the back gesture from the top side. But if this thing is disabled, I can use the back gesture anytime from any place. It doesn't matter if the keyboard is popped up. OnePlus do provide these off-screen gestures, and which can come in handy most of the time, in which you can draw some alphabets, for example O to open the camera and V to turn on or turn off the torch. After that, OnePlus also provides this feature in which you can use 3 fingers to take a screenshot, and you also have an option to take a partial screenshot. In that case, you just touch and hold with the 3 fingers and then drag to take a partial screenshot. Recently, OnePlus added this feature which lets you turn on or off the torch using the volume button key, and it works perfectly fine. Just remember, if you have enabled this feature, and that will only work if the device screen is turned off. And later on, under motion, we also have some cool features like rise to wake, lift to ear to answer the call. So whenever you are getting a call, you just lift your device and get it near to the ear, the call will be automatically picked up. And after that, we also have this option auto switch to receiver. So here, if you have taken a call using the Bluetooth device, or if it's in loudspeaker, you can just take your device near to the ear, which will automatically switch the sound to receiver. And we also have this option which lets you mute the incoming calls using flip to mute feature. And there's also another feature which lets you enable split screen using the 3 finger gesture. So this gesture works opposite. If you swipe 3 fingers from the bottom side, the split screen mode will get activated. And this is another way to trigger the split screen mode on your OnePlus smartphones. And also guys, one feature which I would like to update you guys, and I recommend everyone to enable that feature. That's this feature which is schedule power on/off. And I have set a time in which mostly I don't get any kind of calls, or I'm not even using the device, which is somewhere around 3 in the morning. The minimum gap should be 10 minutes. And trust me guys, if you have enabled this feature, your device performance improves a lot, because every day your device reboots and a lot of background caches gets cleared, which boosts the performance of your device and avoids any kind of lag. Now talking about other features which you can find it in the sounds and vibration settings. And guys, remember one thing, we don't get the support of Dolby Atmos. Here we have some O Reality audio, which is a new Oppo audio enhancement technology. So by default here you get 4 options: smart, movie, gaming and music. And you also get the controls over equalizer under the music section. Another one of my favorite feature what OnePlus have introduced, and that's called holo audio. And guys, I'm not sure if you have ever used this feature, but I personally use a lot, in which you can customize sound locations on your device. So here you can see we have a lot of options like ringtones, alarm, notification, video 1, video 2. You can make changes in those particular apps. For example, if I have to move the alarm sound, I can just change the position of it and set according to the requirement. Accordingly, I'll hear that sound on my earphones. If I've set towards the left hand side, I'll hear the alarm sound from left hand side. If I've set it towards the back side, I'll hear the alarm sound from the back side while using the headphones. And you guys must try out this. It's really amazing when you use it. On OnePlus Nord CE guys, haptic feedback isn't that good, so make sure it do have the support of OHaptics, which is a great implementation, but it do lack things like you cannot select whether you want the haptic feedback as crisp or gentle, and by default haptic intensity will be set somewhere around 75%. In that case, you might miss out the notifications or calls, so make sure you increase the intensity to max. This way you won't miss out any kind of calls. Now there are few settings which you need to enable under Wi-Fi settings. So if you go to Wi-Fi and later under more settings, so here you can see if I turn off this feature, if this thing is enabled, I can see whether that Wi-Fi connection supports 2 GHz or 5 GHz. And if you enable this Wi-Fi version number, so right now you can see I've disabled. If I enable it, on the top beside the Wi-Fi you can see it says Wi-Fi 6. So the router which I have that supports Wi-Fi 6, and that number will be displayed in the status bar. After that, under Wi-Fi assistant, you can also select auto connect option for the best Wi-Fi. Depending on the network strength and speed, the device will automatically change the Wi-Fi network, and if the Wi-Fi network is not that good, it will auto switch to mobile network. There's also this dual channel network acceleration, which uses Wi-Fi and mobile data at the same time to provide you better speed. And towards the bottom side, you can see all the applications which are being supported under this feature. And we also have this option to use assistive ball, and this thing makes navigation quite easy on your device. By just tapping on this assistive ball, You can take screenshot, you can move to the previous windows, you can lock your device or directly go to the home screen instead of those multiple swipes. But I've personally never used. If you guys have ever used this feature, let me know in the comment section below. And as I said initially, nowadays smartphone screens are getting bigger and bigger, so it's hard to use the device with single hand. But OnePlus do provides this one-handed mode feature which can be enabled from the special settings, and to trigger that you just have to swipe towards the bottom side. This way you can easily access to the notification with one hand, quick setting tiles and more. One thing which I did not like on OnePlus smartphones, and that's the ability to customize the power button. By default, OnePlus have only given two options. Either you can use it for power button, to power off the device, and the second one is voice assistant. It will be really great if OnePlus adds more options here. Now talking about some of the features, what you guys will find it in the gallery application. So recently, if you guys have seen a video of OnePlus 12 and 12R, they have got some AI features, but those AI features are still not added on OnePlus Nord CE. We might get to see them in the upcoming updates. So here on OnePlus Nord CE, we do have this AI feature called Smart Cutout, which lets you extract any image from any photo. You just have to long press on that particular subject. You get these options like copy, save, share. So let me save that image and show you guys. You can see the edge detection is very good. And after that, we also have this pixelate option, which is pixelate 2.0 if I'm not wrong, which lets you automatically hide the sensitive information in any screenshot or the photo available. For example, here we have a chat. This will hide the username and number. Soon I tap on auto. The AI analyzes the content, and you can see on most of the places it has hidden the sensitive information. Under display, we also have this option called eye comfort, which will protect your eyes in longer run. You do get options like color and black and white. According to your requirement, you can choose. You can also adjust the temperature of the screen, and if you want, you can schedule the eye comfort mode. One more feature which I personally like a lot on OnePlus smartphones is this adaptive sleep. This feature comes on other smartphones also. I've seen on Google, but on OnePlus it works best. Even if the screen is getting dim and you turn towards the device screen, it lights up immediately. So till the time you're seeing the screen, this device screen doesn't turn off. A very good implementation, and the way it works is just awesome. And at last, you get almost every feature in the game dashboard what you get to see on other OnePlus smartphones. For example, you have this pro gaming mode, which increases the performance of your device while gaming. You have the ability to improve the touch sensitivity and the swipe sensitivity. There are features like voice changer. You can get the FPS meter, using which you can continuously track on the GPU and CPU usage. You have the option to optimize network. You can choose smart dual network, or you can only use default data SIM only. There are a lot of features which you guys can find it in the gaming dashboard. I've been using OnePlus smartphone since a long time, but most of the features which I've used, one is this champion mode and the second one is this touch optimization. But you guys let me know what all features you have used on your OnePlus smartphone in the gaming dashboard. So guys, these are all the features which you guys can find it on your OnePlus Nord CE. Let me know in the comment section below which feature you discovered after watching this video. Drop a comment in the comment section below. As of now, only this much in this video. I hope you guys gonna like the video. If you like the video, then do give us a thumbs up. And also, if you're new to our channel, then do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.